So, we're back with some more of the follow playtest. We're going to begin play now by starting a challenge. I've been reading a lot. Would somebody else like to go?
Sure.
Thanks. We're on page 12, by the way.
Alright, start challenge. One player picks a challenge from the quest sheet. That becomes the next step the fellowship must take to get closer to victory. If this is the third challenge, you're establishing the final task we must complete to finish the quest. If we fail the third challenge, the quest fails. Each player should only pick one challenge. If you've already picked a previous challenge, let another player go instead. You can pick any challenge from the quest sheet that you think is appropriate, even one that has already been used. Describe the situation that confronts the fellowship and bring it to life. But don't talk about how the fellowship is addressing the problem. Leave that for scenes. Copy your first challenge from the quest sheet to the bottom third of an index card. Each additional challenge will fill another third of this card, creating a record of your quest. Okay.
I'll just write that above. So who would like to go first? Since I would love to do it because I'm a facilitator and I can kind of give an example. I've seen it happen before. But if somebody already feels like they're getting it, I would totally love to step out and let someone else go.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm just now looking at the challenges. By all means, go ahead.
Okay. Yep. So in Roll20, I marked the challenges at the bottom, underneath characters, because it's I'm sorry, my throat. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Much better. So the challenges are here at the bottom. It's like find the trail, catch up, gain on him, get through bad terrain, get a person who helped him to talk, escape an ambush, deal with his gang, go in and get him, capture him, or stop a mob from lynching him, or bring him back for trial. So the first thing that I want to do is find the trail. I sound tired. You're tired, Kelsa. Get out of here. I'm just kidding.
He sounds like he just ate a cookie.
Yeah, I just ate a delicious cookie. Delicious sleeping cookie.
That's the secret ingredient.
So I'm going to write the challenge here. I'm going to find the trail. So we are looking for him. Our posse is going to be looking for this guy, right? We're looking for Snake Eyes. This player picks a main character. They would think picks which main characters they think would decide how to deal with this problem. You can't pick your own character. Their player will make the first scene. Oh yeah, so I get to pass off who's actually going to make this scene. So if we're going to find this trail, the main character I would want to see first. I think it's going to be Mez.
Okay.
And my logic for that is that you have the money and the backing. So I feel like you would have been the most accomplished to be able to get an idea of where this guy is. So what's going to happen here is you're going to make a scene about finding the trail about this guy. And as a group, we're going to decide how long this should take. Minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, or years. We should follow that pacing. Following of which, we're going to be playing some scenes. Each player is going to make one scene during the challenge. So, Golden, you're going to be the first person who makes this scene. Right? And then following which, Brad's going to make a scene. Then, lastly, I'm going to make a scene. And then once we have done all of that, and we've used all our scenes to see how we're dealing with this challenge, and this is very important, we won't see if we succeed or fail at this challenge until after everyone has made a scene, and we get to the sort of climax of what's going on. Then we kind of start playing to see a what's it called? An outcome. And what you're going to be doing here in an outcome is determined by putting in white and red things into a pool, like dots into a pool, and then what we're going to be doing is if your main character is unhappy or your character is happy about what's going on, then you're going to be adding another thing to the pool. Then we're going to be voting and thinking as a player instead of as a character. Do you think what the Fellowship did was necessary to succeed? And if it is, then put a good token and other than a bad token, right? And then you're going to pull stones out, and if they're equal to, and if the color of the stone is good, then something good happened, right?
Okay.
So it's kind of like it's kind of like doing. Imagine you're playing miniature games of Fiasco combined, right? Where the outcome is your total dice roll, and your total dice roll is going to be the color of stones, the combination of the color of stones that you grab. It can either be white, white, red, white, white, red, or red, red, right? So it's kind of like so basically the game is played in 3 acts essentially, where each one's a challenge. You do scenes. You discuss whether or not what we did in those scenes addressed that challenge. If it did, put in the right different color tokens, and then draw the tokens, and that determines the success or failure. And you've done 3 times. Does that kind of make sense?
Tokens in based on how our characters feel about what happened in the scene.
Yeah, I mean, I can get into detail about that when we get to it, like more specific. Yeah. But like, I'm just trying to give you guys a quick roadmap of where things are going with this game. All right, because I want you guys to kind of be prepared what you're gunning for.
Character decision.
Yeah. You should be doing this based on a character decision. But also, I don't know, you're doing a story game. So, like, doing a character decision or a player decision, it doesn't matter. Whichever one thinks it gives you the most amount of fun, right?
Sure. Okay, so I'm supposed to set the first scene? So
yes. About finding the trail of snake eyes.
So I'm going to say whose characters are in the scene?
Yep.
All right. I guess Mez is there because you said Mez starts the first scene, not the player, right?
Yeah.
So Mez is there.
So the first player chooses who will make the first scene, essentially.
Okay.
Kind of like if you were playing Fiasco and you were giving someone the decision to make an outcome good or bad. Right?
Sure.
But we, as a group, we need to decide how long this thing should take. How long should it be? How, like, in terms of time, do you think the challenge of finding the trail of snake eyes should take? Like, one idea I was thinking it should take maybe like a week or so, but the other one I saw, like, what if it took years? Like, what if this guy's real good and there's like,
oh, we're supposed to decide beforehand.
Yeah, and then we're gonna make scenes following the pacing of that.
Like 20 minutes or 30 minutes?
It could literally, it could be minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, or years. So I was wondering if anyone had any, like, ideas. Brad, you're completely muted, my friend. Maybe that's why I'm not. Sorry.
Sorry about that.
I had the PDF covering your face, but I looked over at OBS and saw you talking, and I was like, shit.
So if we went with the idea of it taking a long time, it could just be because space is really big, and whenever you go from one place to another, it involves like suspended animation. So it could, I sort of like the idea of it taking decades because we're, checking a couple of different places.
Okay.
Like that.
Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah. So we're like, oh my god. So like when. Yeah, the idea that, like, relativistic travel or whatever is around, so it takes so long to get to places, even though, like, it doesn't age you. But, so, like, when you get to different... That's why it's so hard, because this guy's a freaking chameleon, and, like, whenever you end up finding where he was, right, if he was gone, then, like, the next time you go somewhere new, like, they're gonna be, like, 50 years, and no one's gonna remember this guy. Like, it's so hard to finally, like, get this guy. Yeah.
Alright. I can see that. So I'm just supposed to say who's in the scene.
Yeah. So to set the scene, we're looking at now page 13, how to play scenes, right? Yeah, so once again, none of our scenes are going to actually directly address the challenge. We won't see if we succeed or fail the challenge, or in other words, we're not going to see if we succeed or fail explicitly if we find the trail of snake eyes. We won't do that until everyone has had a chance to make a scene. Okay? We're going to be laying the groundwork and taking action, but we're not jumping to any conclusions. You should be exploring the relationships with other members of your fellowship throughout this quest. So, Will, since it's your turn, you're going to be setting the scene. You're going to say who is there, what's kind of going on, and what's happening. One of your own characters must be in the scene, main or minor. You can include any other characters you want, including characters who are not part of the Fellowship. You may have tighter scenes when the focus is on just a few people instead of having lots of players in every scene.
Oh yeah, I think I just start one.
And then you play to see what happens.
Bez, Zebediah, and Cody. Now, I'm not supposed to actually try to find a trail in any way in these scenes?
No, you can, but we won't know if we succeed at it. So, like, maybe there's, red herrings and stuff, right?
Okay. We're trying to determine which one of us is good at tracking credit trails. Because, obviously, he's got a credit card and has my name on it.
Yeah, okay.
And let's see, so and yes, that's what's going on and where it's happening. Obviously, it's happening at the Old Dog Saloon in
Good name.
our hometown.
Dig it. Okay. Sure. So what's going on at the saloon? Do we have like a space? Are we like talking like in private about the plans, or what's going on?
I mean, obviously, like we're at a table in the corner of the room where it's like kind of shadowy, and we got these data pads in front of us, and like I'm pointing out these.
Are we like playing poker and stuff while we're doing it, and like smoking? Is that a
Oh
thing?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's alcohol on the table, of course.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Like-
Twitch. Sure. And
We're betting on CS:GO skins
absolutely.
and drinking scotch like you do in the space future.
Like, we're not even betting on them ourselves. We're like watching our AIs bet on them for us because in the future they decided that, any kind of gambling is legal as long as it's artificial intelligence.
Oh shit! So we have
So like every so often we get like Twitter messages of I bet this on this character. It's like a really abstract form of like the office pool bet on the scores of a football game.
Yeah. It's like a ticker almost.
Yeah. And we see how much we bet and on what, and then we're all like watching the Twitch feed on our data pads, and then we get the message if we won or not.
Yeah.
And Mez is like pointing out like these strange transactions on the credit report that she got. Now I know this old brand of cigarettes must be Old Snake Eyes, but I don't smoke. No one in my family smokes but him. That means he's still got my card. And if he's got my card, we can find him.
Reckon so.
You're telling me you don't smoke?
I've never smoked in my life.
Psh.
I
I find that difficult to believe. Everybody smokes, man, on Pandora.
Not everyone.
Some folk just don't have the constitution for it, huh?
Well, if you want all those nanites in your bloodstream, you're more than welcome.
Shit, nanites.
Right, what,
You think that'll kill ya?
Tobacco?
It's the nicotine that'll kill you. As like you deeply inhale. The tobacco would get you before the nanites.
The nanites help, but I do have to admit I am on my third set of lungs.
Shit.
Anyway,
No, I'm 100% original. I intend to stay that way.
Yes.
and I
Well, just make sure old Snake Eyes doesn't put a old 38 caliber laser bullet right, and I go like touch your chest with my cool side of my cigarette or whatever, or maybe like I'm holding a pipe right at your chest and put it back. Yeah, I have a pipe. Screw cigarettes. I have a pipe. Because pipes
Snake
are
Eyes
cool.
ain't broke my heart yet. I don't think he'd have the guts to pull the trigger.
So,
You ever seen a
there
snake
any-
backed in a corner? That's one of the deadliest.
But Cody, you're the youngest one here. What do you know about data tracking?
I can't track. I ain't good with those numbers, man.
What do you do then?
I track people.
Without numbers?
Yeah, footsteps.
There's no footsteps in space, Cody.
That's what you think. Everyone leaves a trail. Not always on a computer. People talk.
What have you heard?
All those numbers and all those systems and all the world. And everyone who thinks everyone's so safe and so protected, you know. It's the weakest link in every program. It's the people. It's the people who are flawed. You get them every time.
Hear that. So, you've already been looking through these records. Are there any new, anomalous transactions?
Shit.
The problem is the Data Privacy Act prohibits me from getting any data that's newer than a month.
Data Privacy Act.
If I knew the right people, that could be revoked, perhaps, or something else.
Yeah, I got a cousin. He's currently doing time over in Belmont Flats, but maybe we should go pay him a visit.
What do we need to convince him?
You said
I haven't
right
spoken.
now.
I'm saying it. Hey, all I'm saying is, if you need a guy, I gotcha.
All right.
Well,
This guy's been running illegal trading, right? Betting on those new brand new fancy esports, right?
Esports.
Yeah, all those new defense of the leagues.
I didn't come to this backwater planet to play esports.
He doesn't play, man. He bets on them, and there's all these people in the world who bet on those things. And well, you know, with the Data Privacy Act and all that stuff, he has to get around that stuff. He has to give those people some opportunities. Him and a buddy set up an old little net back out in a deep space relay that was pretty tight. But you know what they did him in? Get this, you not believe it. Janitor was looking for, a new janitor was looking for a closet and found a server. Can you believe that? Now he's serving 15 over in Belmont Flats.
actually, come to think of it, I do know a fella or two hole up in there. So if your friend isn't feeling cooperative, I think we may be able to apply some pressure, as it were.
I like where your head's at, man. I do not believe we've been formally acquainted. And I hold my hand out. Name's Buzz.
Pleased to meet you, Buzz. I'm Zebediah. Zebediah Bright.
Mr. Bright. Much obliged. Awesome.
So,
I mean, you can this person who makes the scene can call the scene if they want.
Yeah, sure. Let's call this in.
Yeah, but that was a good scene.
Yeah. Got somewhere to go?
Story games are always so hard. The first scene, you know.
yes,
So that was good.
Now our feet are wet.
You just gotta start dropping some flavor bombs.
Yep, exactly. All right. Now it rotates clockwise. So now it goes over to Brad. You make the scene.
Okay. So, I think probably at Belmont Flats, can we...
You can have whoever you want here.
Okay, so can we add completely new characters?
Yes.
Or does
Yes.
okay.
Yes. Yes. You can add people outside the Fellowship. Yes.
Okay. So I'm wondering whether we want to jump directly to having to trying to apply some sort of pressure, or do we want to talk to this contact first and have a scene where we just kind of feel them out?
That's totally up to you, man. I'm fine with either. Whichever one seems more fun, right?
Okay.
One of my quick fast rules for playing story games is don't try to delay a good idea. Just go with it, especially a one shot, man. If you got a good idea and you don't have to let it sit there and boil. Just let us know.
So I think that Cody would be there. And then,
Like, you only have to have, like, one player in the scene, just saying, right?
Yeah, you can just literally have one player if you wanted to.
Okay.
Cody's in a room by himself.
Just so you can have like a vignette scene in like Microscope or Fiasco. Like you could totally do that. You can absolutely do that here. Nothing's stopping you.
Okay. Well, how about Cody, his contact, and maybe that's it.
Cody and his contact?
Yeah, like visiting in Belmont Flats.
Well, one of your characters has to be in the scene.
Oh, it has to. Okay.
Main or minor.
Oh.
Main or minor.
Okay. I think sure. I'll try jumping over to Harley because I imagine she would insist.
Okay. So it's going to be Harley and Buzz.
Harley and Buzz, and then the this fixer guy.
Yeah, of course. Who's the? Okay, cool. Golden, do you wanna play the
fixer?
Yeah, play the fixer guy.
Sure. What's the action?
What's the what?
Like, you say who's there, what are we doing, and where are we?
Oh yeah. So that's Brad. I defer to Brad.
Okay. So at the the modern version of the one of those visitation things where there's the phones, there's guards standing around, there's like this very thick glass steel barrier between the fixer and the rest of us. And I mean, I guess that's enough to go on. I mean,
Yeah. So the fixer is this like large, burly man. He's got long blonde hair going down to his chest, and you can see like his the sleeves on his shirt are ripped off, and he's got a tattoo of Piglet on his left arm.
Awesome.
I'm sorry,
Wait.
tattoo of what?
Piglet.
Oh, okay, cool.
Wait, is the piglet like lifting weights or something too? Like is it like mad buff?
He's trying to with one arm, but like it's Piglet.
Yeah.
He's having
Okay.
trouble.
Oh, that's cute.
Lots of effort, little result.
All right. I guess probably is. What if he goes by Piggy or something like that? Piggy Smalls. I don't know.
Okay.
Golden, do you have a name for him? You have a name for him?
I like Smalls. Let's call him Smalls.
Okay, let's go with Smalls. All right.
You can call him Piggy and see if he likes it or not.
Yeah. I call him. So he's my cousin. So I know his real name, right? And
Okay.
I call it, and it's probably embarrassing, right? And so I call him by it, just to get under his skin. So I'm like, Demetrius.
Oh God. What do you want?
What do you want? That's all you can say to your cousin who's come up here, upstate, up on Pandora. I could be anywhere in Pandora right now. I could be deep at that what was it, the old dog, whatever, down at the dog. But no, I'm here with you, cuz I want to know about you. I want to know how you're doing.
Since I got in here, so if there were any other damn place in this universe you could be right now, you'd be. What do you want?
Hey, I serve my time. I am a reformed individual, as I straighten out my collar and everything, right? Of my duster and stuff.
I really don't think this is time to break this man's balls. Really. We need help.
And I look you down, like I'm doing like
I'm just crushing.
Do you know man? I'm not crushing Demetrius's balls. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not crushing Small's balls. We're just being cousins. This is what we do. Have you ever had a family member before? Shit. Well, that guy's kind of an ass. Like most characters I play.
That's cool.
No, listen.
Harley definitely. When you talk about family members, she it's not just a sigh. Like she pales for a sec. It's like,
oh yeah, because you're a victim. Oh yeah, that's a family member. Yeah. I probably don't know that, which is probably even worse. So Buzz goes and says to Smalls, like, "No, Smalls, actually, we're here on business, man."
Sorry, what'd you say?
We're here on business, man. You know. As I do that look around, like making sure no guards listening kind of thing. Even though there probably are, but I'd be very subtle. So I'm gonna be saying things as the player, and then I'm going to follow up and say what I'm actually saying and what I'm trying to tell you, right?
Okay.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about I'm going to need a server, to track over the thing. Hey, you remember that time when we were with Chucky? Do you remember Chucky?
Small dude.
Small dude, red hair. He was a whiz with what was that game? That shooter game. Remember him? Man, he used to whoop our asses up and down the block in that game. Yeah, well, Chucky called. What I mean is that, hey, there's something about a server, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're speaking kind of thieves can't. And
yeah, sure.
So Chucky called, and he needs an advance, believe it or not. What I mean by that is that we need someone who can get access to the server soon, right? Like before the act. Do you know if any banks are open for Chucky? I'm a little strapped for cash. I don't know anybody. I'm coming to you. Do you know anyone who can bypass the Data Security Act? Get us some fresh data. Come on, man. Chucky's a good kid. I really need this money. Or I really need this contact.
Let me imagine, right? You're asking in Thieves Camp. I mean, the words you're using are Chucky needs a bank.
Chucky needs a loan. Yeah, he needs an advance. He needs money.
No, not what you're actually trying to say. The fake thing you said.
Yeah, what I said is that Chucky's a good kid, but he's in a tight spot right now and needs an advance.
Okay.
Which, what I meant was, like I said earlier.
It's the smallest things for it, but
of course. I'm asking him to divulge people that may make him stay in prison longer or some other kind of random stuff, right? That's probably bad.
Yeah.
Probably
I had an old friend, Issa. She was a bank teller. Now,
No shit.
Not many people come visit me, but Issa knows.
Where at? North Star?
She'll come visit me tomorrow around 3:00. I'll give her what she needs to get that advance from Chucky.
If I'm following this correctly, thank you.
Yes. Yes. Oh, that's awesome.
You'll be saving lives.
So I ever do.
Yeah. I like the idea that Harley could pick that up.
Now, you got anything for Smalls? Anything for Piglet?
My instinct in this game is to always bring a gift. No, yeah, I mean, I got something, right? I got him his favorite thing he gets from the outside. His favorite, like, I was gonna say candy bar, but that seems too dumb. No, like a treat, you know, like Ferrero Rocher chocolates. Like, that's his thing, right? Or her thing, whatever Piglet's is, right? Whatever Smalls is. No, I guess their name is Demetrius, so I was going with the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I brought him something that's cheap but very sentimental to him. Like if he really liked Ferrero Rocher, a little, you know, those, or Fabergé egg, whatever not Fabergé, whatever, the little eggs, right? Like little fucking Easter eggs. It's like middle of August or something. Yeah, I got them for him.
Okay.
Because I know my cousin. I know Demetrius. I know Smalls.
Did you have to smuggle them inside something else?
No, I feel like I just don't think they don't sell them at the prison or whatever. So I just, you know, they're not in commissary.
Obviously.
Yeah. All right. Was that scene?
Well, okay. I think that Harley will add, and there may be a little extra. Don't eat the second to last one.
Word. What does Smalls do?
Immediately pops that one in his mouth, and then he can no longer talk or to sing.
Okay. Let's call it there.
You're not gonna like how that turns out. Awesome. Cool. So now it's to me. Well, it seemed like the follow-up would be meeting up with your with Smalls' contact, right?
Yeah.
So it turns out like maybe this whole thing doesn't take a year, but I mean I don't care. This pace seems right, and let's just go with it. Yeah. So we're gonna meet Smalls' contact, the bank teller. I like how they're like when we see them come on screen, it's probably like the subtext it says the bank teller. Like that's their name, right? So, this scene will be. I guess is it still at the prison? I guess is that where we're meeting them?
That's where that's why I said she would be when you actually saw her. Whether or not you would confront her inside the prison is up to you guys.
This is after we meet. No, I'm sorry. This is after we meet in the prison. She checks us out. She invites us to her secret spot to talk business.
Which is.
So, space station. We're orbiting Pandora. You know, like we probably see the like the logos of whatever company that made the space station, and like the windows and the fucking slowly orbiting circle, like Deep Space Nine style looking space station, and then we like kind of go inside. And we see that we have like a private room. Is it another like saloon? It's probably another saloon. Let's go with saloons. I like saloons.
The bar at the end of the universe.
You can't capture an outlaw unless you go to a significant number of saloons. That's what I always say. That's what my mom always taught me.
Half dozen at least.
Half dozen at least, exactly. So we're climbing that ladder. We're going on that quest. We're grinding out that experience. We are. I think the bank teller owns this saloon, so we're probably in her office. Actually, maybe not the actual saloon, but the sounds of saloon, of people laughing, and the not organ grinder. Player pianos playing the ragtime kind of music in the background, but it's probably like 80s synth ragtime because it's Space Cowboys.
Sure.
And we are talking, and I guess, and who's we? I guess it's gonna be Cody. It's gonna be Buzz. Mez is definitely gonna be here for talking with people. Do we want Zebediah or do we want Harley?
And who's going to play the
Harley's more fun right now. I mean, we haven't seen that many scenes of Zebediah, don't get me wrong. But, like, I don't know. I feel like Harley would be cool. Like, Harley seems to be like the person who's kind of, like, straight-laced, but she has, like, a wild, like, edge to her. Or she's, like, real smart and savvy. I think should be fun. I could be wrong. I don't know. That's right now. That's what I'm thinking of her.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's going to be us three and, what's her name? The bank teller. I'll start as playing the bank teller. Cody's there, but how about someone else? I don't want to talk to myself, so could someone kind of lead the conversation other than Cody? Would that be cool?
Sure. So Mez is like sitting in this very
that makes sense.
chair
Yeah.
in front of the bank teller's desk, who also is a bank teller, and she's a saloon owner. And behind her desk is this really ornate and well-crafted, old hunting rifle. Like, it may actually be hundreds of years old. And Mez is just like admiring the craftsmanship. How'd you come across a piece like that? I thought firearms were illegal on space stations.
They're only illegal on space stations created after 2114. This one was made in the winter of 2113, therefore grandfathered in to the castle doctrine of space stations, where we have more liberties about what services stations can provide. I assure you, it's all legit. Is it legit?
I've heard about.
When you make money that like bank teller does, a lot of things look legit when they're not.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be rude or to minimize the importance of small talk, but you talk to Smalls, right?
Yes, me and the Mr. Smalls have had a tense but fruitful relationship.
Do you think he can help?
Not from his current situation, but I believe I could be of service for the right price.
And Harley looks at Mez then.
And Mez is like, what bank do you work at? They part of the United Whaling Federation?
Keep guessing, son.
And that's where I keep my cash, so unless you got some other tricks up your sleeve, it's going to be hard to read my credit report.
Nah, I work for Reliance, but don't worry. I have no problems converting information. You see, our servers run state-of-the-art diagnostics that... I'm not sure what technobabble it is, but she insinuates that they can bypass the Data Privacy Act that encrypts information that's too early as well.
Okay.
Right? She tells you that they have the capabilities of that, like in a roundabout kind of way.
All right. That wouldn't be legal.
No, but
I think Mez is she
no, but
reaches
how?
into her purse and she pulls out, the golden sheriff's star and like drops it on the table and says, "We've been deputized by what did I say the town was? New Prospect to bring my husband back home." No,
Well, you don't have jurisdiction on my space station, so.
I don't have jurisdiction, but I have to at least be able to make it look legal. There's a
Oh,
hole
of course.
in how I get this information. To bring him to court, lawyers will have to field day.
Of course, I can have that arranged to you.
I'm willing to bend the rules, but I need to make it look good.
The Hardling. I'm sorry. Does your badge have the last name Hardling on it?
I mean, usually when you're deputized, it's just like a generic.
Okay, just a generic one. Okay. So there's no way she can recognize that you're a Hardling?
So it might be like laser etched because it's the future, right?
Yeah. It was either that or I was trying to think of some kind of way of throwing it in that she recognizes your name and being like, I didn't know the Hardlings got into things, right?
Sure.
Or
if you're okay, indulge me for this. That's what
so
she
here's
says.
what happens: like when you touch when you're deputized, the deputized sheriff badge reads your DNA, and she's such a good hacker. She's already downloaded the DNA clip and ran a match.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what she says. Yeah, we've already ran a diagnostic on it while we're sitting here. Mr. Hardling, I do appreciate that you and your compatriots have joined me for this evening. I will do whatever it is to accommodate your efforts. Surely they are a noble cause, while the let's just say the ends probably justify the means.
In this case,
Do they not?
That is exactly true. I realize that some of us may have some quibbles, but really, just do what you need to do, and some people just don't need to know about it.
Now, it might be better if I don't know, but indulge me. Why are you using this information? Who are you tracking?
You'll be looking for. She just says it.
Yeah. Jack Severin.
Severin.
Her eyes go wide.
He's ruined a lot of lives. It needs to end.
Yes. That's a very powerful individual. Some would say the most dangerous outlaw to have ever on the Western axis.
Really?
I don't know. Whatever. The fucking Spiral Galaxy, one of the things on the Spiral Galaxy, whatever that's called.
I think that once you're paid, I think that we're going to get very forgetful about who helped us.
Yes, that's probably a good idea. Even if you track him, he has friends in very powerful places. Any way to deflect the blows would go a long way.
We'll make sure that's...
when that House of Cards comes tumbling down.
That remains our problem and not yours.
Excellent. So what can the House of the Alliance do for you? Anything else?
Just,
She like kind of shuffles in her... Sorry. Go ahead.
Just the location and ideally when he'll be there.
Indeed. I will analyze Mr. Hardling's credit reports here, and I'll be able to tell you that information. Just please sit tight. It's going to take a couple minutes. Please, compliments of lady, I don't know, lady bank teller. It's on the house. Enjoy. Have a drink, talk. Make yourselves at home. My associates will come find you when ready. And I think that might be seen, and we're going to do our outcome of the information. Let's see if we're set up. So outcome. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with 1 white and 1 red in the pool. I think what we're going to do for the pool, we're going to roll a die. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make a chart real quick of like what each number represents, right?
Okay.
So first one's red, white, and then each player takes up to 2 red tokens. So here's what you're going to do. We're going to be silently voting for this. So what I'm going to do is when I ask this question, begin typing into Roll20. Begin typing into Roll20 the answer to this question that you want to do, and then I'm going to do like 3, 2, 1, press enter. Okay? So you're going to be entering up to 0, 1, or 2. I'm sorry, you have a question, Golden?
No.
Okay. So, if your main character is unhappy about the path the Fellowship has taken, hold 1 red stone. So you would type 1. On the count of 3, you would press enter. If your main character actually wants the quest to fail, hold 2 red stones. So type 2. Otherwise, hold no stones. Okay? Mm-hmm. So 0, 1, or 2. On the count of 3, we're going to press enter, and we're all going to reveal what we want. Okay? And be prepared if you put in any stones to explain why. That's important. Okay? Are we all clear about this step right now? Cool. So 3, 2, 1, enter. Cool. So we got 1 stone. That makes sense. Why? But I think it makes sense in my head. But could you explain to us why Zebediah doesn't want has some issues with the quest? You're muted, my friend.
Sorry about that. So he doesn't want the quest to fail entirely because he needs to catch up with this guy and make sure that the information doesn't get out. But it does seem like information is getting dug up that might lead in the wrong direction.
Yeah, I know. We're digging through some dirt, right? Totally. Yeah, exactly. Cool. All right. So right now this means our chart our pool right now is a red, a white, and a red. Just to give you guys a quick heads up. Here's the next part. We're all going to we all have the option of a white token and a red token. As a player, so as us, do you think the Fellowship did what was necessary to succeed at this challenge? At the challenge of find the trail of Snake Eyes? If you believe that we did, I guess mechanically type 1, hold white or so if you believe yes that we did do what's necessary to accomplish the challenge, type 1, which is like yes, or if you don't, type 2, which would be no. Okay? We're going to do this secretly again, so we're going to do a countdown. Right? So on this count of 3, then press enter. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. So we all get to add white into this pool. So we have 4 white and 2 red. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to roll a d6. I'm going to roll a d6, and then I'm going to roll a d5, and I'm basically just going to be erasing things as we do it, because you do this without replacement, right?
Okay. Yeah.
We're going to consult the outcome table. So we're doing this without replacement. So starting with a d6, a 2, we got a white token. White token gets removed.
Interesting.
Now we do a d5, a 1. I got a red token. So we got a white and a red. But we got it in the specific order of white-red. White-red means the challenge was lost, and we lose 1 character.
No.
Fuck. So now we have to narrate the outcome and challenge to reflect the results. Agree as a group which characters were lost, if any. On the challenge card, put a check next to the challenge if it succeeded or an X if we failed. Damn, guys, we failed? Curse you. Curse you, table. So stones are shown in the order they were drawn. So, yep. So it was white. That doesn't make sense. Shouldn't red, white, and white, red be flipped?
Let me take a look at this.
Hold on. So we're looking at page 18.
Yeah.
So white is good and red is bad. The left-hand quadrant number signifies what our characters think, and the right-hand signifies what us as players think. So, if our white one was, well, I guess maybe that's what the problem. Maybe that's what I think it represents, and maybe I'm wrong.
I don't see any indication of that.
No. Okay, that's fine. All right. So the challenge was lost, but. Challenge was lost and lose one character. It seems like real bad.
Well, apparently you lose one character.
Yeah, but the other one was challenge lost and character betrayed or was betrayed by fellowship and is lost. Stones are shown in the order they were drawn. The first stone tells us how close the outcome was. Second stone determines if we won or lost. Oh, okay.
So it was really close.
It was close, yeah.
The
second stone determines if we won or lost. When you lose characters, they're out of the game. I know exactly what happens. Well, I have an idea. I'm willing to let other people come up with things idea, but my idea is that we get the information, it gets downloaded, but at the same time, right? Like pirates or someone shows up, like people work for Snake Eyes, and he's like sent out a hit squad on us.
Yep,
right? And so now we have to like flee.
Next time, so
we have to flee, and if it's okay, I think it's Cody who takes the hit. He's like, get out, and he like holds, and he keeps everyone alive. He's like, fucking, like get on the ship. There's no, and they're like, that kind of thing. What do you guys think?
That's fine with me. But I still want to play out both of my characters. How about you?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to get in the way of your martyrdom.
Well, I mean, we as a group, we decide which character was lost, right?
Okay.
And they're going to be out of the game. And what I recommended was we lose Cody. He's going to martyr himself as sort of like he's going to stay behind, essentially get captured or killed, as you guys buying you guys time to get to the ship, right?
I mean, I guess it works.
Yeah.
We got to the ship.
We can play that out, but like I feel like that's kind of already. I kind of just summarized it. I mean, I feel like I'm railroading this a little bit. Like I'm speaking up too much.
Let me look at what they were told to do, because we can decide who dies, but do we decide how they die, or do we role play out?
No, we could role play it out, or I mean, we did decide I decided in one possibility space, right, of many, whatever we come up with and what we agree with. One of them would be that Cody dies, buying you guys time to get back on the ship with the data intact. So
I think I'm fine with it this time, only because Once Upon a Game usually ends before we finish the game. So let's finish the game.
Well, okay. I guess mechanically, we did lose, right? So maybe we shouldn't get the accurate information. Maybe it should just be like.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Maybe Cody was holding on to that accurate information, and then he exploded.
No, that makes sense. I guess the bank teller set us up. The bank teller set us up, called Snake Eyes, brought the people in to kill us, right? And I bought you time, and we didn't get the money, or we didn't get the time. Yeah, that's what happened. I think that's what happened.
Easily.
Thank you, Brad. Yeah, you're right. We failed.
Well, you're welcome. Sorry.
Okay.
Cool. All right, this is up to the second challenge now. Huh?
Yep, and now we do the second challenge and we repeat. But it's also time for our other break.
Sure.
Okay.
So let's take a quick 5-minute break.